Hey everybody, welcome back to Little Adventures episode 2. So, before I dive deep into this one, content warning. Going to be discussing some physical relations. I will be using as many euphemisms as possible and not describing things in great detail. But this is one of those little adventures that happened between me and my first ex-wife. So, that being said, number one, don't do things like this. These were my younger days, before I had any real knowledge about kink etiquette and public behavior. So, I am not only not recommending this, I am recommending not to do this. Do not do this. So, I was in my mid-20s. I was married to my first ex-wife. And I can't remember where we were headed. I know we were on an interstate. I don't remember which one or where we were going. It's one of those little adventures that we went on. And for whatever reason, I had some, I believe it was the CVS brand, plastic-backed generic diapers. That's how long ago this was. It's the generic store brand diapers were still plastic-backed. It might have been Walmart, even, I don't know, or Walgreens, one of those. They all three were very similar. I know that this one kind of had more of a matte texture on the plastic, though. It was actually like textured, and it wasn't smooth, so it probably wasn't the Walgreens because those were like super smooth plastic. So anyways, I can't remember if I was already wearing or if I was changing while she was driving. It's been a while. So, you know what? I had to have been changing while she was driving, because I had the bottom tapes on and not the top ones. And for whatever reason, we had a bottle of baby lotion in the car, and she looks over and she's like, "Hey, hold up right there for a second. Don't do the top tapes." Like, what? Why? She reaches over, a couple of pumps of the lotion, and puts her hand down my diaper, and proceeds to, you know, handle some business while we're trucking down the interstate at 70 miles an hour. Yeah, now, as far as enjoying the experience and having that sense of adrenaline from doing something very naughty in a very public place, yeah, I enjoyed it very much. Didn't take long for, me to finish. And it wasn't really until afterwards that I realized that, anybody that was in a vehicle taller than ours would have been able to see right in there, especially like truck drivers, would have been a nice, clear, even view. So, real quick, let's talk about the rules that breaks, and why. The rule that breaks, the main rule is, engaging in kink behavior and kink play in public. And the reason that that's not okay is because anybody that could have seen us, I don't know if anyone did, but anybody that could have seen us, they weren't able to consent. Maybe they're really offended by seeing that. You know, maybe that really would have just blown their minds and disgusted them beyond all belief. There are those people that react to all ABDL stuff that way. It's just they cannot wrap their head around it, and it's just absolutely abhorrent to them. You know, and while they're coming from a place of ignorance, and they're, you know, reacting with vitriol, we also have to remember they're coming from a place of ignorance. You know, they don't know, and a lot of them don't want to know, and that's their right. You know, so yeah, so keep it private. Now, does that mean you can't do things outdoors? Well, sure, in the right environment. But you gotta know your situation. You gotta know what's going on. And, you know, be sure, you know. And here's the other thing that, just now kind of popped into my head is, we had a fairly low sitting car, and say a family in an SUV drove by it, there could have been kids that could have seen down into the car and seen what was going on, and that's not okay. That is absolutely not okay. So, it's a fun story from being young and dumb. But yeah, don't do that. For the reasons mentioned, there's, people aren't being given the option to consent. They may be, we may have been exposing them to something that not only did they not want to see, but they like vehemently are opposed to. Children could have seen, and that's just not okay. So I hope that you got a chuckle out of the first half of the video, and maybe got some helpful do's and don'ts out of the second part of it. As always, socials are here. Bell, like button, subscribe, comments. Let's have a conversation about, why this was kind of fun, hot, but dumb, and why it shouldn't be done. Maybe you disagree, but yeah, you can have a hard time arguing with me on that one. But anyway, until next time, stay padded.